The test of identity. Training ends, but transformation does not. A girl is given a task, not revenge, not justice, a mission. An actress in Bravos, Lady Crane. Her death has been requested. The many-faced god demands it. No questions, no emotion, no hesitation. This is the moment where philosophy meets reality. Arya is sent to observe, to study, to learn the patterns of her target. Jaqen watches from a distance, because the final lesson is not about killing, it is about obedience. A faceless man does not choose the worthy, he does not judge the innocent, he delivers balance. But something begins to fracture. Arya watches Lady Crane rehearse. She sees vulnerability. Humanity. Not a monster, not a tyrant, just a woman. And that is dangerous. Because compassion creates identity. Identity creates attachment. Attachment creates weakness. Or does it? For the first time, Arya hesitates. She delays the kill. She questions the order. And in that hesitation, the house sees everything. The waif reports her failure. Jaqen does not shout. He does not rage. He simply states the consequence. A girl is no one. But Arya answers without speaking. She cannot kill Lady Crane. Not because she is weak, but because she chooses not to. This is the difference. The house demands surrender. Arya chooses self. The waif is sent to finish what Arya would not. And now the lesson changes. It is no longer about becoming no one. It is about surviving. The streets of Bravos become a battlefield. Blind training was preparation. Now the hunt begins. Arya is wounded, chased, hunted like prey. But a wolf remembers. She lures the waif into darkness, into silence, into her world. And in the final confrontation, Arya does not fight as no one. She fights as Arya Stark. The waif dies, not as a ritual, not as a gift to a god, but as a consequence of choice. When Arya returns to the house, Jaqen waits. The Hall of Faces stands silent behind him. He expects failure. He expects surrender. Instead, Arya places the waif's face on the wall and speaks her name. Arya Stark of Winterfell, not no one, not empty, not erased. For a moment, there is tension. The many-faced god has been defied. But Jaqen does something unexpected. He smiles, because perhaps this was always the test. Not obedience, but strength. Not surrender, but identity refined by discipline. A girl cannot become no one, but she can become something stronger, and so Jaqen allows her to leave, not as a faceless man, but as something new, something dangerous. A wolf trained by death, the man who was never there. After Arya Stark leaves Bravos, Jaqen H'ghar remains. Or perhaps, Jaqen H'ghar never truly existed, because that name was only a mask. In the house of black and white, faces are tools, voices are costumes, identity is temporary. So who was the man in the cage? Who was the mentor in the temple? Who was the watcher in the shadows? Was it always the same man? Or many? The Faceless Men do not reveal their hierarchy. They do not reveal their leaders. They do not reveal their origins beyond whispers of Valyria. But one truth remains. Jaqen was never random. He appeared in a prison cart. He guided Arya. He tested her. He shaped her. Coincidence does not belong in the world of the Faceless Men. Everything is deliberate, which raises a darker question. Was Arya chosen? Not trained. Chosen. From the moment she freed him in the flames, Jaqen observed something rare. A child who did not break. A child who adapted. A child who could hold death in her hand, without trembling. Perhaps Jaqen did not recruit her. Perhaps he evaluated her. And when she refused to become no one, he did not punish her. He let her go. Why? Because the Faceless Men understand something most do not. True identity cannot be erased. It can only be sharpened. Arya did not fail the house. She passed it. But on her own terms. And Jaqen respected that. In the final moments we see him, he changes his face once more, becoming another man entirely. walking deeper into the temple's darkness. Because the man we knew was only a surface. The real Jaqen H'ghar exists behind layers of masks, behind silence, behind obedience to a god who wears every face. He is not hero, not villain, not mentor, not monster. He is balance, he is discipline, he is detachment. And perhaps he is something more. Because if the many-faced god is real, then Jaqen is its instrument. And instruments do not question purpose, they perform it. But what if, one day, a man with no name remembers who he was? Would he still serve, or would he finally choose himself? That is the mystery, and that is why Jaqen H'ghar remains one of the most dangerous figures in Westeros. Not because of how many he killed, but because we never truly knew him. A man has no name. A man has no mercy. A man serves. Valar Morghulis. And so, the man with no name disappears once more. Was he a mentor, a manipulator, or merely a servant of something far older than kings and wars? Jaqen H'ghar leaves behind questions, not answers. Because mystery is power, and some truths are not meant to be revealed. If you enjoyed this dark journey into the world of the Faceless Men, make sure to like this video and subscribe to True Love Stories for more powerful and mysterious character stories from Game of Thrones. A man has no name, but this story does. Until the next shadow rises. Valar Morghulis.